It's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We've got a battle on the Erlenberg map with Mage from 1AR clan, and he's in the 7032, which is the double-barreled tank, tier 8 Soviet premium tank. So he's going to play the heavy lines in the town. So we'll see what tactics he uses and see how well he goes. Alright, so a couple of T832s on the other side. So Mage is coming to the side here to see if he can spot anyone on the other side. It gives you the opportunity to cross as well. You just got to be careful crossing. There are some deep parts of the river that you can't exit when you go down, but you can see from the water there that there is a shallow area here, so this is a safe area to cross. And there's a bridge there. You don't want to get too close to the bridge because typically that's where the water is deepest, and you can see the banks are steep that you can't get out of, so here's a good crossing point. Now you've spotted, interesting, spotted a P Victoria, or a Primo Victoria there. It's just through the window, so he's in the castle on the other side, so he's just being a bit cautious here to make sure that he goes dark. Nice snapshot there. These big guns are not necessarily known for snapshotting, but he's got reasonable accuracy when you're still. Typical for a Soviet heavy tank gun. And he's just going to basically side scrape here off this building. It has these archways that you can shoot through, but it also protects you from certain tanks. And there we go, T832. Unfortunately, that must have hit the tracks, and that's the same thing that happened to his shell, so equal trade there. See from the shell icons that he's ready to do a double barrel burst if necessary, but you've got to hold down the shift key while you're aiming. And here he goes, got the back of the T832, but just fires one shell in there. These double barrel guns take a little bit getting used to, but once you're used to it, you can actually pump out a reasonable amount of damage, particularly with your double shots, but it does take, it's almost as long to load the second shell as it does to fire it, as in it's loaded, but to switch shells, etc. The other thing, of course, is you're looking through effectively the barrel of whichever gun is active, and if you're lined up exactly with the side of the building and you switch to the other barrel, you might actually be blocked, so it's just something you've got to be careful of. Alright, anyway, enough of the tank. This is more about playing the map and adjusting to the enemy tactics. Those two T832s are basically pushing out to the riverside, so you can basically get here and he's picked up one crossing. Puts one shot in. It does take a hit in return, but he's given them a bit more damage, and now he's on the reload. So his first shell will reload, and luckily he bounces the next one. He can probably deal with this T832 if he gets the right shot. There you go, he gets the kill. So he's a little bit vulnerable at the moment, but looks like there's no TDs further back on the ridge line, or at least he's probably out of render range from them. Primo Victoria is still roughly the same position, which is interesting. So can he get another shot on him? Yes, he can, and there you go. Puts another hit into the Primo Victoria. So he keeps popping up. He's trying to get a hold down position here, and he probably won't penetrate that one. No, he doesn't. So probably ricocheted off. So not a high percentage shot, that one, but sometimes worth taking. So he's just keeping an eye on that tank, but he's managing to stay on the other side of the hill. There's also a Shrek TVP just close by. But one thing, you always want to check your mini-map to see how many tanks have been spotted. If he pushes on the Shrek, which he can do right now, and in fact he gets the kill, only 78 hit points, but worth taking that fairly dangerous TD out of the game. But where the T832 is, the moment on the minimap, got to be careful that there's not another tank backing them up that you can't see or hasn't been spotted, so they need to get as much sort of intelligence about things as you can. There's the TA-32 just backed up and got him spotted. He's just taking the risk here that there's no one further up. So you come in and put a shot in, put in one, might take a hit in return, but he's going to side scrape, hopefully bounces, which he does, and he should get rid of the TA-32. Oh no, sorry, he's got too many hit points, was not paying attention there. But now it's going to make it very difficult for the TA-32 to fire back at him. As you can see him keeping his gun up in the air, that makes it difficult to fire down on the top of this thing. He sees an SU-130PM in the back and decides to put one shot into that particular tank. And there's even now a T-103, so he's not going to pursue him all the way up. He'll be able to put another shot into him now. And in fact, he gets taken out by the Charlemagne. And luckily the SU-130PM doesn't focus Mage, he picks another tank and lets Mage stay in the game. He's now got just over 3,000 hit points of damage, so he's racking up the damage here. And as you can see, he's not overextending himself, so he's backing off from those two TDs up front. Comes back to his original position, hoping that they'll decide to push in, and here we go. It's the T-103, or he's just popped into an area, and in fact he doesn't have a shot, so he's just a bit too far up the road. But again, not worth pushing on him. Luckily, the Mars tank gets taken out. So you can see it's a pretty even battle. The hit points are almost identical. They are one tank down. They can change at any time. And yeah, that's T-103. Now, if you look at the hit points it's got, that's about 4 shots that he'd have to put into it. So it's not something going to stand in front unless the SU-130PM. Unfortunately, it just misses the snapshot there, but luckily doesn't take any damage from the SU. Again, it'd take 2 shots to get rid of the SU there. So, and knowing that the T-103 is right behind him, he's not going to push in. So the game a bit static at the moment. Puts another shot towards the Prima Victoria and gets the same result as the last one. So again, low percentage shot there. He's switching back to his standard shells. Just going through the reload while he's in a safe position. This is another snapshot on the SU-130PM, but again, these heavy tank guns in the Soviet line often troll you a bit if you're trying to fire while your turret is on the move or the tank is on the move. He's just looking for a shot on that Scorpion, but needs him to move back a bit. But don't want to sit here too long waiting, because exactly what's going to happen. Yes, here comes the SU. Should be able to fire through the gap. Yes, he does. And gets him down to one-shottable. But again, just resisting the temptation to push in on the SU, knowing what could be behind him. Now, of course, you want to pay attention to the minimap if the T-103 does appear in a different part of the map, and that will let you know that you may not have backup at that point. So just keep an eye on the minimap is always a good option. Sometimes hard to do when you're in a thicker battle and you tend to concentrate on what's in front of you. And talking about that, just missed an incoming round there. Which is interesting because I think he was spotted. In fact, there you go. T-103 has moved further back, so safe to push in now on the SU. He gets spotted as he goes through possibly the Prima Victoria. And is he being expected? Yes, he is, but he gets the shot in. However, he does take a hit from the SU, so that takes him down to just a bit under half of his normal hit points. So he's just pulling back, Doesn't know exactly what T103 is going to do. He knows, obviously, he's been spotted. T103 will be able to tell how many hit points he's got left now that in the game you can see the bars, coloured bars next to the players' names in the team list above that indicates how much of their health is left without seeing the actual tank. Now, it's got a nice window here that he can take advantage of now that SU-130 PM has been removed. It gives him access to the TDs that aren't back there on the ridge line. Just needs them to be spotted. He's not going to do the spotting himself, of course, being a Soviet heavy tank. But there's a Barask who might be able to commit a bit more intelligence. In fact, there is a Scorpion, and he gets a nice shot in, takes him down to 33 hit points, so it's a good high roll there, and the Scorpion gets taken out. And there's guaranteed to be more tanks up there. There's 2 other SU-130 PMs, T103 that we know about, and the Primo Victoria, and the Shrek, of course, that is on the other side of the mini-map. So still pretty even game. In fact, they're behind in hit points, the same number of guns in the battle. And he switched to his premium round here. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think any of the targets left, except unless he's going to push in on the T103. Doesn't really need them for the for most of the tanks that are left here. So it looks like he's decided to take the risk and take on this T103. He'll certainly be proxy spotted shortly if he's still in the same position, which of course there's no guarantee that he is. This is where he was last spotted. So definitely in proxy spotting range, he's not in the same position. In fact, not anywhere near here, so more than likely he's gone over to, in fact there's an SU-130 PM on that side as well, so the enemy quite well invested on that side of the map. And Mage just pushing out to see where he gets spotted, and he hasn't been. And he has been spotted now. They're definitely those tanks in the on the hill, and he manages to get rid of the Primo Victoria, but he did take a hit there, so he's down now to only 425 hit points, so it is making him a bit vulnerable. Alright, SU-130 PM been spotted now, and he lands a nice shot on him. One more shot he can get in, which he does, and in fact he gets the kill, so he must have been also taking damage. Oh, and here comes the T103, and luckily he bounces that shot. T103 probably doesn't know that he's reloading. He's now reloaded at least one shell, so if he comes around he should be able to get the kill. In fact, T103 losing quite a bit of health, probably from the Barask there, so he can come around, doesn't really want to take a hit, wants to draw the shot. So you can see he's going to side-scraping mode here. Get the shot coming in, he'll bounce, and in fact he does take the shot on his tracks, which is just the right result, and he gets the kill. So all of a sudden, the game has really turned. They've now got a 3-tank advantage, although hit points are almost identical. They could lose this very quickly. The Shrek there could shred them. He just needs to remain unspotted. You can see he's almost on full health, but it's T103. In fact, T103 gets taken out by the Shrek. So it's Shrek there paying a penalty from the Barask. He spots Mage coming across, but he's now ducked down behind there. Will he pop up and try and take a shot as they're getting closer? That is a good question. He is down on the riverbank side, and 2 tanks coming in. Alright, Shrek has popped up, but he managed to duck down before he took a hit, and so Mage is on the reload again. And the Barask is putting a shot into him. Who's going to get the kill? He doesn't quite get it. Now will he get the ram? I'm sure he will. Takes a hit, but the Shrek couldn't kill him, and that is the end of the game. 20 seconds left. Well, of course this is a 1.20 video, and unfortunately this was before the micro patch that came out that fixed the end results. Anyway, 5.7k of damage. He's blocked 2.68, and he's got another 748 of assisted damage there, so that's over 6k of combined damage, which is a great result there. Now, I can also confirm he's earned 1800 base experience, so a great result there for Mage, and of course that's 7 kills has given him the Top Gun award as well, so he's earned the high caliber award for the damage and Steel Wall for the blocking, and of course the Ace Tanker as I mentioned. So a great result there for Mage. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing that. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.